notable feature of this auction is that we are putting a whole lot of variety as well as volume of spectrum for sale. As you know, the discourse over the past decade and a half in the telecom industry has been that they have been starved for spectrum. They've not had global sized blocks, and this has affected both efficiencies as well as the quality of service. This spectrum, which we are going to auction, 2,350 megahertz of spectrum, provides a choice to operators to buy and pick what they don't have to complete the gaps in their bouquet, and once and for all it will eliminate the issue and the problem of spectrum scarcity in the Indian telecom space.
If really one were to look at the EMDs or the earnest money deposits by companies, it really looks like this auction may actually be a very tepid affair, and I'll tell you why I'm saying that. Because if you look at Idea's EMD, it's actually half of what it was in the previous auction. Likewise for Bharti, it is 2,000 this year, and it was actually upwards of 4,300 crore last year. Compare the fact that this time there is more spectrum being put up for table. So clearly a very tepid auction may actually be what we are staring at.
We are putting a lot of spectrum out for auction. It doesn't mean that we expect that all of it would be sold. So there would be a choice which operators would exercise, and the EMDs which they have filed in this auction gives an indication of where they start the bidding.
Right.
The point to be taken is that all the 7 operators who are major operators in the country are participating in the auctions, depending upon their needs, and they will participate to different extents. So while there's a lot of spectrum, supply is large, and the government has not sought to profiteer from creating a spectrum scarcity, they have a choice of bidding, and there would be competition in many blocks for which there is great demand.
Right. You did mention that obviously you don't expect every last block to be sold. In your fair assessment, how much do you think the government will be able to sell in this round of auction?
We do hope that while a lot of spectrum would remain unsold, lots of spectrum would also be sold, and that would go to meet the needs of operators for providing good quality services to the consumers, which is what the
entire objective is.
Objective of government policy is and should be.
Right. What about government receipts? The overall value of the spectrum is pegged at a very humongous 5.5 lakh crore. The government has budgeted for about 55,000 crore, that will around about 55,000 crore to come in this year from spectrum sale proceeds. In your assessment, will the government be able to meet that target?
As I mentioned, that this spectrum is about ending spectrum scarcity in India once and for all. However, since it's an auction, and auctions are about revenue, the government does expect to get revenue. How much of it will be, again, is something which I would not like to hazard a guess on. The market will determine what it would be. There is, of course, 4 lakh crores worth of 700 megahertz spectrum about which you have spoken, but there's also about 1,25,000 crores worth of other spectrum which is being auctioned.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.